This is the drive up to my house. I wanted y'all to see the entrance and here's some of my ideas. I had started putting these canna lilies in this kind of ditch area that we have, and they're just now coming up. I plan on putting a lot more in there just to kind of really fill it in. And over there is the garden that I still need to dig and work on and mulch. And the other little gardens on the other side with the elephant. Lots of crepe myrtles and the garden that I put most of the flowers in. Hello, so I wanted to give y'all an update on the Vincas and Pentas that I planted. They have perked up, and also I went out and got a few mums, and I'll show you what I got. Okay. So I'm starting from the back of this garden. You can see they look happy, and some of the other flowers are starting to flower a little bit more too. I think because we're not boiling hot right now. It is still hot. We're in Texas, but it's not terribly hot today. So I like it. I think the little pops of pink really perk it up. My husband also got out here and mowed a bit. I still need to weed this garden over here. I'll give y'all a peek at what's growing over here. I also, last year, planted these canna lilies. I had a fun idea that it would trail through, and I think I need more to kind of fill it in and make the flow a little bit more noticeable. So we got some lemongrass up here. Those should grow up big. And ignore all the weeds because I have to do some weeding out here. I do have an elderberry plant. It's wormwood. It's coming back. It had some transplant shock. I tend to do that to my plants. This Vitex tree and some canna lilies, and most of the stuff in this bed was gifted to me or I got on sale. So I may be moving them around until they find their permanent home in the garden. I'm not really sure how big everything's gonna get and how they're gonna overshadow each other. This is my little Texas garden here. Put some rocks around it so I can remember not to really overwater it. Some thornless cactus and some succulents and the little roses. I forget their complete name. They're really pretty though. Another Vitex tree, some blueberries amongst the weeds, some echinacea, some coneflowers. I need to deadhead those. Crepe myrtles, there's crepe myrtles everywhere. They just pop up like wildflowers. We have a lot of crepe myrtles here, so I dig them up and move them around. And this is something that just volunteered. Is it a weed? I don't know what it is. But I think it's gonna have pink flowers. Looks kind of cool. I might let it hang around. More blueberries. One of the first roses that I bought this at the beginning of this year. Just love that color. Not pretty. I have a grapevine I'm going to be digging up and moving for a second time in the fall because this is obviously not a good spot for it. It's clinging on to the trees down there at the bottom. So I think I'm going to plant it on the other side of our property and get an arbor going, and maybe that'll make it happy. This is a papyrus plant that was gifted to me. I had no idea how big it was gonna get. And I had it planted near a fern that was also gifted. And that poor fern, I don't know if you can see it, it got trapped down in there. But it's a nice piece. It's interesting looking. I heard that they like to grow in the water, so I may try putting them in our little pond in the chicken area and seeing how they do. More cone flowers. Here's another tree. I didn't think about size that I will be replanting this fall. I'm gonna move this guy probably up near the house. It's Alberta spruce, a dwarf Alberta spruce. It's a butterfly bush. Not sure I really like butterfly bushes. They do pretty flowers. They do not last long though. So I'm not sure about that. I do love this almond verbena tree. I think it gets like 10 feet tall. So that's gonna be huge. And I will probably buy more of these at some point. They smell really, really good. And the butterflies like them. This over here is our dead and alive Oleander area. It needs a lot of work. I'm kind of afraid to start cutting on it because it's so poisonous, so we've just kind of left it alone. The Texas freeze really did a number on it. All right. And in this garden up front is where I put some more of those free flowers, and they're just enjoying their spot. I think they like the shade and the sun. They don't seem to be too picky about where I put them, so that's great. Nice little pops of color. And all my gardens here are on a budget. If a friend wants to donate plants, I gladly take them. If I find plants on sale, it's all on a budget right now because we are working on getting out of debt again, and I would rather be out of debt than have a ton of plants. But I do enjoy my plants, so I get them where and when I can. All right, and then the last place that I put those flowers are up front. Oh, and then these were all free too. We got those about 6 months ago. Someone local was digging them up. They didn't want them, and my husband got them, and we planted them real quick, and they seem to be doing fine, which is super cool. All right, over here, these guys are in more sun than the others. I think they just look so good. Great addition. My husband said he's gonna dig out these peach trees this week, so they will be gone soon, and I will be putting down the potato vines to kind of fill in this area here. All right, let me show you the plants that I bought today. So I met up with my mom and we stopped by Lowe's. Lowe's had a sale. So these were only $4 each. And then my mom ended up gifting them to me. It was so sweet. So I got these 3 and they were $4 each. And then of course I had to stop by our garden center, and they have some pink ones. They have some massive ones. I'll show you some footage of that. But their sale was if you buy a mom, you get a plant for free. So I saw this lonely guy. It's a Turk's cap perennial. They get pretty big. So I got this, and it's also edible. And that's another thing. I love dual purpose plants. And then I got this big guy, and this one's gonna be pink. They'll be blooming soon. But I've started my mom collection. Super exciting. So yeah, I'm gonna get these guys in the ground and let you see how they look. Actually, I may put some of them in a pot by the house as decoration. So we'll just see how it goes. All right, talk to you later.